this project. And I want to thank you all. I really want to give a special shout out to two huge sponsors, one being Wendy Lyon, and the other being the human search engine, Alan Holmes, for allowing us to do what we're doing. Um, we have heard some stories. We have heard a lot of interviews. We've heard a lot of things that really makes you think. Well, one of the things that Community Pay It Forward started 4 years ago that we're proud to announce the program right now, right here on A Miracle of a Community That Cares is a mission for our heroes, or for healthy heroes. Sorry about that. We are honored to invite you to the 4th annual Mission for Healthy Heroes on February 22nd, 2025. This day-long event is dedicated to serving those who serve us, focusing on the invisible battles our heroes face: mental health, homelessness, and reintegration challenges. Over the past 3 years, we've shared stories of resilience and hope. This year, we're amplifying our mission, spotlighting 4 incredible organizations that are making a real impact. The donations and sponsorships will go to helping these groups, providing critical resources to all of our heroes, both country and community. You can help too. Share your story, partner with us, or become a sponsor. Every contribution counts, whether it's time, funds, or spreading the word. Join us on February 22nd for a day of hope, healing, and change, because helping one hero means helping us all. For more information, visit the website or contact Zak Clayton at zak@communitypayitforward.us. Once again, that's Zak, Z-A-K, at communitypayitforward.us. Please make sure to rewind that and get the QR codes. Let's start getting ready for our 22-hour podcast talking about our heroes and the struggles they go through. Look, there are a lot of people out there who do a lot of things, and they sacrifice a lot of family time, and it's an unfortunate fact that every time they go to work, they put their lives on the line. We need to honor them for all the hard work that they do. A mission for healthy heroes is very important to me, and you all did a wonderful job really making sure that people understood last year. We are looking for volunteers, and if you would like to volunteer, we would gladly accept. We do need as much help as we can find. So give me just 1 second here. I should have, again, had this going. Wow, it would have made sense to make sure that I had this ready. You know what? When I come back on, I will, I'll have the QR code for you. And when, that way you can find it easier to volunteer or become a sponsor. We need a lot of sponsors this year, folks, because we are reducing it to 4 causes, 4 missions, and these 4 missions that we choose, they're going to apply for it. There are stipulations. You have to work at least as hard as we do to make sure that this is a success. You know, we want to raise as much money as we can for you, but we need your help to do that. So I will find the QR codes and I will share them. Oh, so now comes a very, very personal time for me. This year,
I got to know my grandkids. I went from having no grandkids 3 years ago to where I've got 7 now. And I never knew that I would enjoy being a grandfather as much as I did, Not all the kids call me grandpa yet, but that's okay. You know what? I'm grandpa when they need me to be. But this is a lady who's grandma all the time, and she's got a special message for you.
Hello, Merry Christmas to everyone. Just stopping in for a minute to say Merry Christmas to our kids, Brittany, Josh, the grandkids. Let's see if we can get them all right. There's 5. There's Drake, Aiden, Gabriel, Tommy, and Addison. Merry Christmas, guys. And then we have Kayla and Jaden. And the 2 grandkids there, Paisley and Kinsley. Merry Christmas, guys. And then our grown kids. We'll get to see 2 of them. One of them is coming in from Japan. He's on his way now. And that's free, and he's bringing maca. So this should be a fun holiday. And then Justice and Gabby. We'll get to see them too. But Merry Christmas, guys. And then Mason and Lainey. Wish you all could be here this year, but we'll make a trip. So we just want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. We're proud of all of you guys. Everybody have safe holidays. Happy New Year.
So I repeat, those of you who do not know, that's my wife, Adrienne. And I love her, and I am so glad that she has brought our 7 grandkids into my life. So, it truly has been such a cool thing, to be a part of this. So, Drake, Aiden, Addie, Gabe, and Tommy, and then Kinsley and Paisley. And I love all you guys. I love you like I'm grandpa, okay? So, and here's proof that you should do things sometimes that you're a little uncomfortable with, okay? Because where I love books, I love listening to books. I'm not very good at reading them, but I'm trying. And here is me reading a very special story to all of you. And then I have a very special guest who is going to read a story that includes you. So stick around for just a second, okay? Kids, to all of our big kids, love you guys so very much, and keep up the good work. I know it's a struggle, but y'all are doing wonderful, and great things are going to happen.
Baxter's Christmas Present, written by Carole Wagenlight, illustrated by Oswaldo Rosales, provided by Anita McAllister, and read by Zak Clayton. This tree will look great with our Christmas ornaments, Mary Jones said to her new husband Alex. Slow down and wait for me. My little legs are getting stuck in this deep snow, Baxter barked. Don't worry, Baxter, Alex said. We will stop and rest a while. Cinnamon, Pearly May, Baxter, it's okay to play with the ornaments, but don't break anything, Alex said. Who, me? Baxter barked. I'm a good dog. I never break anything. But I think Cinnamon and Pearly May are planning to climb the Christmas tree. Shush. Don't snitch, the cats meowed. Our tree is beautiful, Alex said. Why don't we go outside and sing Christmas carols with our neighbors? Oh boy, I want to sing in the snow too, Baxter barked. Little bat dog, you sound like a professional singer, one of the neighbors said. Baxter was proud of his voice and howled even louder. Everyone laughed and cheered for him. "Hello, little bat dog. And what would you like for Christmas?" Santa Claus asked. "Lots and lots of yummy chew toys," Baxter barked. "Smile and wave for the camera." "Okay, Baxter, pick out presents for Cinnamon and Pearly May," Mary Jones said. "Hooray! I get to pick out their presents all by myself," Baxter thought. "I saw a pretty blue flower I will give Mary Jones and Alex for Christmas," Pearly May meowed. "I saw a yellow ribbon they will like," Cinnamon purred. "And I have a special bone buried in the yard for them. I will dig it up tomorrow," Baxter barked. "Gee, Cinnamon and Pearly May, I don't know if I can find my special bone in all that snow. But I have to try. Mary Jones and Alex will be very sad if I don't have a Christmas present to give them." "Ouch! This snow is deep and icy. My little feet are freezing. But where's my bone? Mary Jones and Alex will think I forgot to get them a present," Baxter worried. "Come inside, Baxter," Mary Jones said. "You can find whatever you're looking for when the snow melts." Baxter felt very sad. He had wanted to surprise them with this special gift. "Thank you for the lovely flower and ribbon, Cinnamon and Pearly May," Alex said. "Baxter looks so sad today," Mary Jones said. "He isn't even playing with the bag of chew toys Santa brought him. Baxter, come outside and help me with all this trash in the pail. Maybe this nice sunny day will make you feel happy again." Baxter's Christmas Present, written by Carole Wagenlight, illustrated by Oswaldo. Baxter's Christmas Present, written by Carole Wagenlight, illustrated by Oswaldo Rosales, provided by Anita McAllister, and read by Zak Clayton. "This tree will look great with our Christmas ornaments," Mary Jones said to her new husband Alex. "Slow down and wait for me. My little legs are getting stuck in this deep snow," Baxter barked. "Don't worry, Baxter," Alex said. "We will stop and rest a while. Cinnamon, Pearly May, Baxter, it's okay to play with the ornaments, but don't break anything," Alex said. "Who, me?" Baxter barked. "I'm a good dog. I never break anything." "But I think Cinnamon and Pearly May are planning to climb the Christmas tree." "Shush. Don't snitch," the cats meowed. "Our tree is beautiful," Alex said. "Why don't we go outside and sing Christmas carols with our neighbors?" "Oh boy, I want to sing in the snow too," Baxter barked. "Little bat dog,
And we'll
you
show
sound
all
like
of our
a
friends the
professional
Christmas
singer,"
present
the
you
neighbor
brought.
said.
"This is a wonderful
Baxter
Christmas.
was proud
now
of
that
his
Mary
voice and
Jones
howled
knows
even
how much I
louder.
love her and Alex.
Everyone laughed.
I have
and
made
cheered
them
for
so
him.
happy." Baxter
"Hello,
thought.
little bat dog.
He felt cheery
what would you
again
like
and
for
snuggled
Christmas,
as
Santa
close
Claus
as he
asked.
could with his special friends.
Lots and lots
Cinnamon
of yummy
and Pearly
chew
May.
toys," Baxter barked. "Smile and wave for the camera."
Thank you for listening to this
"Okay,
reading.
Baxter. Pick
of
out presents for
Baxter's
Cinnamon and Pearly
Christmas
May,"
present.
Mary Jones said.
My name is Zak Clayton.
"Hooray! I get to
I
pick
would
out
like
their
to
presents
also thank
all
the
by
author,
myself," Baxter thought.
Carole Wagenlight,
"I saw a
the
pretty
illustrator,
blue flower
Oswaldo
I will give
Rosales,
Mary Jones and Alex for
and Anita
Christmas,"
McAllister,
Pearly May
the
meowed.
one who provided us with
"I
these
saw a
books.
yellow ribbon
You can
they
scan
will
this
like,"
QR code
Cinnamon
and leave
purred.
a donation.
"And I
Every
have
time
a
you leave a
special bone
donation, we're
buried in the
able to
yard for
purchase
them.
more books
I
and
will
drop
dig
them
it up
off
tomorrow,"
at Northern
Baxter
Colorado
barked.
hospitals. Your name
"Gee,
will be
Cinnamon and
attached
Pearly May,
to each book,
I don't know if I can
but the
find my
recipient
special
will be
bone
left
in all that
empty
snow.
so the nurses can
But I
offer the
have to
book
try.
to a
Mary
child
Jones
in
and
need.
Alex will be very sad
Thank
if I
you
don't
again
have a
for
Christmas
listening
present
to
give them.
Baxter's Christmas Present.
Ouch! This snow is deep and
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I got a special message from Grandpa Zak. And he has some amazing grandchildren, I have been told. And here is a story dedicated to the Clayton grandchildren. The elf who learned to share. In the heart of the North Pole, Nestled between candy cane forests and gumdrop mountains, there stood a cozy workshop where the elves worked tirelessly to prepare toys for Christmas. The scent of peppermint cocoa wafted through the air, and snowflakes danced outside the frosted windows. Amongst these elves was a lively, bright-eyed little one named Sparkle. Sparkle had a big heart, but also had a big problem. He didn't like to share. Now, we all know that everybody has to share to make the story work. Every elf had a special task in the workshop. Sparkle was in charge of painting the toys, and he was exceptional at it. His paintbrushes glided like magic over the wooden toys, leaving behind vibrant colors and shimmering designs. Sparkle's toys sparkled and shone so brightly that every elf admired his work. But Sparkle guarded his paintbrushes and glitter like treasure, clutching them tightly as if they might vanish at any moment. He didn't realize it, but his unwillingness to share left the other elves feeling left out and frustrated. One crispy, frosty morning, Santa's deep, cheerful voice echoed through the workshop as he gathered the elves for an important announcement. This year, Santa began, his eyes twinkling like the stars, we have an extraordinary mission. We will be creating a magical Christmas box filled with special toys for 7 wonderful children: Drake, Aiden, Addison, Gabriel, Tommy, and Kinsley, and Paisley, the grandchildren of the Clayton family. Each toy must be crafted with care, filled with Christmas magic, and represent what Christmas is all about: love, joy, and sharing. The elves clapped their hands in excitement, their bells jingling merrily. Sparkle, however, frowned and crossed his arms. Why does Christmas always have to be about sharing? He thought. Despite his reluctance, Sparkle was chosen for the team because of his exceptional painting skills. The elves began brainstorming ideas for the toys, and each one designed with the children in mind. Drake's toy, a brave knight's castle. Drake loved grand adventures, so the team decided to build a knight's castle complete with towers, knights, and a fearsome dragon. And working drawbridge? That sounds rather interesting. Sparkle painted the castle's tower a glimmering silver that shimmered like the moonlight. When another elf asked to borrow his gold paint to finish the dragon's scales, Sparkle clutched it tightly. No way, you'll use too much, he said with a pout. Aiden's toy, a racing train set. Aiden's toy was a sleek racing train set with a winding tracks that looped and twisted. Sparkle painted the train in festive red and green, making it shine like a holly berry. When an elf asked for glitter to make the tracks sparkle like fresh snow, Sparkle huffed. Glitter is mine. Find your own. Addison's toy, a magical unicorn. Addison loved all of things magical, inspired the elves to create a plush unicorn with a glowing horn and a rainbow mane. Sparkle carefully painted the horn with a vibrant swirling colors, making it gleam like a sunrise. But when an elf asked to borrow his delicate brushes for a unicorn's mane, Sparkles muttered, "These brushes are too special for anyone else to use." Gabriel's toy, a set of building blocks. Gabriel loved building things, so the team crafted wooden blocks to bright colors. Sparkle painted them in bold hues, adding tiny stars and moons to some of them. When another elf asked for his star-shaped stencil to finish the blocks, Sparkle snapped, "No one touches my stencils." Tommy's toy, a superhero cape. Tommy dreamed of soaring like a hero, so the elves made him a superhero cape with an emblem of lightning bolts. Sparkle painted the emblem in bright yellows and reds, but when someone asked to use his glow-in-the-dark paint to add sparkling stars, Sparkle scowled, "Absolutely not. That's my special paint." Kinsley's toy, a dancing doll. For Kinsley, who loved music and dancing, the elves created a doll that twirled to cheerful Christmas carols. Sparkle painted the doll's dress in bright colors and added tiny flowers, but when asked to share his ribbons for the doll's hair, he shook his head. "Ribbons are too rare to give away," he exclaimed. Paisley's toy, a music box. Paisley's gift was a magical music box that played jingle bells and sparkled like frost. Sparkle carefully painted intricate snowflakes on the box, but when an elf asked for his shimmering snowflake stencil, he tucked them away, muttering, "I can't risk them being ruined." As the toys neared completion, Sparkle looked at his work proudly. Yet, as he glanced at the other elves' toys, something felt missing. Their toys seemed to glow with a special warmth his didn't have. That evening, as the workshop grew quiet, Santa approached Sparkle. "Sparkle," Santa said gently, "your toys are beautiful, but something is missing. True Christmas magic doesn't come from glitter or paint. It comes from sharing and working together. When everyone contributes, the magic grows even brighter." Sparkle thought about the children, Drake, Aiden, Addison, Gabriel, Tommy, Kinsley, and Paisley. He imagined their smiles on Christmas morning, and for the first time, he felt a pang of regret. Santa's words stayed with him through the night. The next day, Sparkle surprised everyone. He opened his jars of glitter, handed out his brushes, and even shared his gold paint and stencils. The workshop buzzed with excitement as every elf worked together, adding their unique touch to the toys. The knight's castle glistened with golden dragons. The train tracks sparkled like frosty mornings, and the unicorn's mane flowered with a rainbow brilliance. Each toy seemed to shine brighter than ever before. On Christmas Eve, Santa delivered the magic box to the Clayton's grandchildren. Drake marveled at his knight's castle. Aiden raced his train around the room, and Addison cuddled her glowing unicorn. Gabriel built a tall tower. Tommy soared in his superhero cape. Kinsley twirled with her doll, and Paisley hummed along to her music box. As Sparkle imagined their joy, his heart swelled with warmth. Sharing didn't take away from his talents, it made them even brighter. From that Christmas forward, Sparkle became the most generous elf in the workshop, spreading love and magic everywhere he went. And that, dear children, is the story of the elf who learned to share. Woo! Wasn't that exciting? That was pretty awesome. And you children better thank Grandpa for getting a hold of Santa, because this was an amazing idea, and I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this story. Merry Christmas, everybody, and remember, Santa loves you. Ho, ho, ho!
Introducing Shop, Click, and Pick, the simplest way to support those doing good in communities everywhere. We understand that shopping is a necessity, but with a slight adjustment, you can make a huge difference without spending any extra money. Here's how it works. Please visit communitypayitforward.us and navigate to the Find Your Partners tab. Discover our verified giving partners, which are trusted allies ready to meet your needs. Shop with any of the partners that resonate with you. Click a picture of the receipt or invoice, then pick the mission partner you wish to support and use their QR code to send the receipt directly to us. After that, all you have to do is sit back and enjoy your purchases, knowing that you've made a meaningful change for someone in need. Community Pay It Forward amplifies your business's impact by sharing the story of those who require your services, rallying support for those who need us all. Because no one needs to go it alone when we all come together.
There you go, kiddos. Thank you. I love you. Merry Christmas. And I cannot wait to see you guys in the upcoming year. It really is great having you in my life. And I'm really proud to have got to know you over the last year. And I hope to be here for quite a while through everything that you go through. So, hey, Mom and Dad, if you are a business owner, you can contact Santa. And when you contact Santa, he can help promote your business as a business that is community minded, as a business that's there to support people in the community. If you want to know how that works, just reach out to us. It is part of the Community Pay It Forward family. So it's a very, very easy program. Shop, click, and pick. You just saw how that works. So on the last video that we had there. Coming up next, Santa's going to be reading another story. In the last segment, you met Maianne, and Maianne is the author of books that are environmentally conscious and deal with animals with ability differences. So, and Santa is going to read one of her books. And while Santa's reading her books, this is all being brought to you by one of our great sponsors, Alan Holmes, the Human Connect. Oh, the Human Rolodex. I'm sorry. Oh, please bear with me. I've been recording this for a couple hours, so a little tired. But and this is coming from a guy who's going to be sitting here in a couple months for 22 hours. And I'm complaining about being tired right now. What do we mean about 22 hours? This is it.
We are honored to invite you to the 4th annual Mission for Healthy Heroes on February 22nd, 2025. This day-long event is dedicated to serving those who serve us, focusing on the invisible battles our heroes face: mental health, homelessness, and reintegration challenges. Over the past 3 years, we've shared stories of resilience and hope. This year, we're amplifying our mission, spotlighting 4 incredible organizations that are making a real impact. The donations and sponsorships will go to helping these groups, providing critical resources to all of our heroes, both country and community. You can help too. Share your story, partner with us, or become a sponsor. Every contribution counts, whether it's time, funds, or spreading the word. Join us on February 22nd for a day of hope, healing, and change, because helping one hero means helping us all. For more information, visit the website or contact Zak Clayton at zak@communitypayitforward.us. Once again, that's Zak, Z-A-K, at communitypayitforward.us.
Hey, you know what? I promised you all something and I kind of forgot about it, so I'm going to finish this off. We were talking about, earlier in the day, we were talking about the celebrations. We talked about Christmas. We talked about Hanukkah. We talked about Kwanzaa. We also talked about some of the lesser known ones, such as, wow, now I can't find it. Yule, Winter Solstice, Bodhi Day, St. Nicholas Day, Las Posadas, Omisoka, Festivus, Boxing Day, and Saturnalia. And I promised you a little bit of insight on the new year. Many cultures celebrate New Year's Day, including those that use the Gregorian calendar, those that use lunar calendars, and those who celebrate the New Year on other dates. Gregorian New Year is celebrated on January 1st. This is the New Year Day celebration in most of the European countries and worldwide. It originated from Christianity and is marked by making resolutions. So this is very simply, this is what we pretty much celebrate now. The Lunar New Year is celebrated on the first new moon of the lunar calendar. This new year is most associated with the Chinese New Year in the West, and has influenced similar celebrations in other cultures, such as the Tiet of Vietnam, the Skolol of Korea, and Shogatsu of Japan. Nowruz, celebrated on the spring equinox. This new year marks the first month of the Iranian solar calendar. Songkran, celebrated across Songkran, is celebrated across Thailand, and that is Buddhist. Middle Eastern adherents of Islam and Judaism celebrate the first day of their respective new religious calendar years. In Japan, Buddhist temples ring their bells 108 times on New Year's Eve in tradition called Joya no Kane. I really wish I would have looked up the pronunciation of some of these, because I know I'm butchering them, and I do apologize for this. But that's the reason why you need to be involved, so you can be on here and read these properly, and I won't have an opportunity to butcher them. In Czechia and Slovakia, New Year's Eve celebrations include fireworks, parties, pubs, clubs, and toasting with champagne. Other New Year's celebrations include Assyrian New Year, Aztec New Year. I thought that the Aztecian calendar had expired, so I'm not sure if that one's correct. The Berber New Year, Cambodian New Year, Ethiopian New Year, Hogmanay, Hoiabi Indian New Year's Day, Maori New Year, and the Mongolian New Year. So that's a little bit of information I was able to find out about the New Year's, and that concludes our roundup of what we call the holidays. This is the reason why people say happy holidays. And I know a lot of you get offended when people say happy holidays and not Merry Christmas. Well, I'm going to tell you something. You need to stop that. Because not everybody celebrates every holiday. Okay? Not everybody celebrates Christmas. As a matter of fact, as we learned earlier in the day, only 31% of people are Christian in the world. Okay? Well, that is a predominant number of citizens. It's not close, not even close to half of the people in the world. If you yourself want to say Merry Christmas, good. I say Merry Christmas to people. I do. I say Merry Christmas to people. If I see that they're wearing a cross around their neck, I have no problem saying Merry Christmas. I also have no problem saying Happy Holidays. Because whether you're Jewish, whether you celebrate Kwanzaa, not so much if you celebrate Festivus, okay? I'm sorry, let's just be honest here. You know, pagan, Wiccan, you should be able to celebrate the way that you want to celebrate. Honestly, that's just the fact, okay? So to you, if you are Christian, Merry Christmas. If you are of the Jewish faith, Happy Hanukkah. If you celebrate, Happy Kwanzaa. I'm not even sure if that's proper, if it's Happy Kwanzaa. But it sounds better than Merry Kwanzaa. So, if you are Buddhist, or if you are pagan, Happy Yule, Merry Yule. I don't know. To everyone, welcome to winter solstice. If you are Buddhist, Happy Bodhi Day. If you are a European Christian, Happy St. Nicholas Day. If you are of the Hispanic heritage, Happy Las Posadas Day. If you are like the two lovely kids that are staying with us right now from Japan, Happy Omisoka Day. Just don't make that soup here in the house, please. To all of you Wackadoo Seinfeld fans out there, Happy Festivus. Merry Festivus. Happy Boxing Day, in which, like I said, Boxing Day was one that was very, very interesting, I thought. And to all you Roman pagans out there, Happy Saturnalius. And to everyone out there, Happy New Year. So, I hope we have you covered. If we miss something, right down below, please get a hold of us. We tried to cover the gamut. But if we miss something, it was not out of disrespect. It's because we need help being educated. Please join us next year and talk about your religious or your cultural beliefs. And you can do that by having a meeting with me. You want to have a meeting with me? Use this QR code right here. Nope. Use this QR code right here. This is my business card, my For-Mine card. Please just scan that and you have my schedule. You have the website. You have everything about it. So I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you caught it. But in the new video, and if you go to the website, you will see the Community Pay It Forward is going through a change. We have a color change. We have lessened the brown in the logo in the website. We have lessened the brown, and we have gone to predominantly green. And this has nothing to do with us being a green company. I hope that we are a green company. But mainly, I love the color green. I'm a New Jersey Devils fan. The Christmas tree uniforms were some of the best uniforms ever. People hated them when they moved from Colorado to New Jersey. But you look back on them now, and they just looked awesome. I still love the fact that they were called the Christmas tree uniforms. So, but we are going through a change, and we are introducing a few new logos. I want to thank our brand new partner, Carole, who has done the work to introduce these brand new logos. So, I mean, it is they are just I'm seeing if I can find them. Well, here, you know what? I'm just going to play the video again. You can look at the video one more time, and you can see the video, and then I'm going to share the QR codes with you.
We are honored to invite you to the 4th annual Mission for Healthy Heroes on February 22nd, 2025. This day-long event is dedicated to serving those who serve us, focusing on the invisible battles our heroes face: mental health, homelessness, and reintegration challenges. Over the past 3 years, we've shared stories of resilience and hope. This year, we're amplifying our mission, spotlighting 4 incredible organizations that are making a real impact. The donations and sponsorships will go to helping these groups, providing critical resources to all of our heroes, both country and community. You can help too. Share your story, partner with us, or become a sponsor. Every contribution counts, whether it's time, funds, or spreading the word. Join us on February 22nd for a day of hope, healing, and change, because helping one hero means helping us all. For more information, visit the website or contact Zak Clayton at zak@communitypayitforward.us. Once again, that's Zak, Z-A-K, at communitypayitforward.us.
Community Pay It Forward is excited to bring you a one-time year-end offer. Sign up for a gold or platinum giving or sponsorship package before December 31st, and we'll give you 2026 free of charge. That's a whole extra year of community support, visibility, and impact. Help your business grow while making a difference. With our exclusive packages, you're not just a sponsor, you're a partner in creating change. Offer ends December 31st, 2024. Reach out today and lock in your gold or platinum package before this offer ends. Let's make 2025 and 2026 years to remember. Because no one needs to go it alone when we all come together.
Good evening, boys and girls, mums and dad. Santa has a special treat for you. He was given a great book to read to you guys. A book written by Maianne Ambrose and Susan Sims. And it's called The Righteous Act of Kindness. And here's page 1. It's a story about a pony. I hope you're excited about it, because I'm going to read it to you. Pono, the pony, was born in a springtime in the Dillingham Ranch on the Hawaiian island of Oahu. To be a pony growing up in Hawaii is a very special blessing indeed. Pono is a Hawaiian word that means righteousness and treating each other with respect. He felt proud to carry his name. The Hawaii state motto, Pono, is a Hawaiian word that means righteousness and treating each other with respect. He felt proud to carry his name. The Hawaiian state motto is a Hawaiian word that Santa can't pronounce, but it means that the life of the land is perpetrated in righteousness. Pono's mother, Leka, and his father, Lano, were part of a very prestigious team that participated in the sport of polo. Polo is a game played with competing teams riding on horseback, using mallets with long, flexible handles to drive a wooden ball through goalposts. Each Sunday, Leka and Lano played polo with some of the finest athletes on the island in the field of Mokalia along the North Shore. During these matches, Pono and his sister Solo would watch the games and dream of the day they too could participate. Monday is a whole different story. Auntie Hunani grooms Pono and his family. On Mondays, a kind Hawaiian woman named Auntie Hunani would arrive with her 2 children, Leilani and Kai, and her son Kioki, to groom the horses. The routine always began with lining up Lano, Leko, Hano, and Solo in a row and securing them to a post. Then, using a hoof pick, all the rocks, dirt, and debris caught in their hooves were carefully removed. Isn't that interesting? It's like you getting something stuck in your toenail. You have to pull it out, because otherwise it hurts. Next, the groomers would use a coarse curry comb to loosen up any dirt and mud caught in their coats. This would be followed up by a softer dandy brush to remove the dirt and hair brought out by their curry comb. Because they were polo players, Lano and Leka had their manes clipped and their tails plated and taped. However, Pono and Solo still had long, free-flowing tails and manes, which needed combing and untangling with a wide-toothed comb. When all the combing was done, the horses had their faces, eyes, and nose washed and wiped with sponges. Finally came Pono's favorite part, when the family would be sprayed with warm water and given a delicious shampoo scrubbing. After this good rinse, the horses were scraped down to remove excess water from their skins, and they could then walk to the sunshine until they were completely dry. Isn't that exciting? They have a routine. Did you know horses that play polo have a routine? Wow! How exciting! And on Tuesday, what do they do on Tuesday? Auntie Hunani brings Pono sweet tropical fruits. Tuesdays were a favorite day for Pono because in addition to their oats and hay, Auntie Hunani and her children would treat the horses to tropical fruits. They would bring a basket overflowing with ripe pineapples, bananas, papayas, and coconuts, all of which came from the local farmers market. As soon as the horses saw Auntie approaching in her truck, they would come quickly from the pasture to the barn gate, where they would wait with great anticipation for their weekly treat. Yes, when it came to the bananas, Pono would eat the entire banana, skin and all. Do you like bananas too? Wow. Wednesday, let's see what happens on Wednesday. On Wednesday, Pono saddles up and taken for a ride. Auntie Hunani and her children would arrive on Wednesdays after school to take the horses for a healthy ride. All of them were dressed in their boots, chaps, gloves, and helmets. The children would gather Lano, Leica, Pono, and Solo from the pasture while Auntie went to the tack room to round up the necessary riding gear. You have to be careful when you're riding horses. The tack room was filled with every kind of halter and lead, bits and bridles, blankets and saddles. Once saddled up, the horses were taken to a large corral where they were exercised and trained in many forms of movement, including the trot, the canter, and the gallop. Pono and Solo were also taught to jump. Because Kyoki had a hearing disability, Pono was chosen to be service to him. Kyoki used sign language to communicate with Polo and taught him many words and commands. Polo's favorite was the shaka hand gesture, in which the thumb and baby finger were extended with the other fingers folded into the palm. Shaking one hand in this way meant hang loose or relax. Shaking both hands was the sign for let's play. When they were all finished, Auntie and her children would remove the gear from the horses and let them cool down. Then they would walk them back to the pasture, release them and say, "So go out and play." Isn't that interesting? They get treated to special trainings and then they're sent back to the pasture to have some fun. On Thursday, what happens on Thursday? Kids, are you following this? Isn't this exciting? On Thursday, Pono recites the colors of the Hawaiian Islands. As he grew up, Pono learned that his family had the honor of participating in many of Hawaii's festive parades and pageants. The elegant women who ride horses in these parades are known as Paiu riders, and the term Paiu means skirt in the Hawaiian language. And it refers to the long flowing skirts that the women riders wear. Colorful flowers, leis, and flower hair pieces also adorn the riders and their horses. Pono was taught that each of the 8 Hawaiian islands is represented by a unique color that matches the hue of the island's official flower or lei making material. Every Thursday, Pono would recite the colors of the islands and their corresponding lei making materials. Oahu is yellow for the Ilima flower. Maui is pink for the Lokalani rose. Keanu is purple for the flowers of the Mokahana tree. The Big Island of Hawaii is red for the Oris blossom. Moluccas is green for the Paukakui or candlenut tree. Leilani is orange for the flower of the native vine Kanionu. Kehoni Laui is gray for the leaves of the Haihani plant. Nahio is white for the small, rare shells found on the beaches. Sorry I don't have the Hawaiian tongue, but I'm learning. Let's see what Friday brings. This is exciting. I hope you're enjoying this because I am learning some stuff about Hawaii. I hope you are too. On Friday, Pono celebrates with music and merriment. Every Friday after work, Auntie Hunani would bring their children and relatives to visit Pono and his family. They would celebrate Pauhani, the end of the work week, on the wide green lawn beside the barn. There was always a great deal of food, enough to create for everyone a feast known as a luau. After dinner, the family would entertain each other with a song and dance. Everyone's talents were enjoyed. There were guitar and ukulele players, percussionists playing gourd drums, and spectacular hula dancers. The merriment always continued late into the night. Pono enjoyed stomping his feet to the music, and he was occasionally given roasted carrots and apples as a special treat. One particular Friday evening, the family gathered early to make colorful leis and floral arrangements, and in all the preparation for a big parade that would take place the next day. Wow, this is really awesome. On Saturday, Auntie Hunani dresses Pono in his finest riding gear and he rides in the parade. Very early Saturday morning, Auntie Hunani, Leilani, Kai, and Kioki came to prepare Pono and his family for the annual King Kamehameha floral celebration parade. Each of the horses were carefully groomed, saddled up, then transported by trailer to the Loiani Palace in Honolulu, where the parade would begin. Pono and his family were positioned between many floats, other horse riding units and vehicles. They would represent the island of Oahu. As they lined up for the percussion, each one was adorned with massive yellow leis and garlands, all made of iliama flowers. Auntie Hunani and her children were dressed in elegant yellow and orange silk and black velvet. As they rode through the streets, they waved and shared their aloha with the crowd. The parade viewers clapped and cheered from the sidewalks. On King Street, they passed the famous statue of King Kalamihaunumuhu, then proceeded further onto Waikiki. When we get to Ala Moana Boulevard, we will pass the Iquaz Hotel where I work, Auntie told everyone. As they passed by, Auntie Hunani's co-workers were waving enthusiastically. Pono had never seen so much activity in his life, and he could feel his heart beating as they passed many tall buildings and large crowds. The parade came to an end at Kipianololi Park with an exciting party known as a Hulialio, which took place at the bandstand. That was Saturday. Isn't that exciting? Oh, we're not finished. There was much revelry with live entertainment and dancing that went on through the afternoon. It was a busy week for Pono. By the end of the day, when Pono and his family returned to their stables at the Dillingham Ranch, he was more than ready to hit the hay, and tomorrow there would be another exciting polo match to watch. Wow! I know I don't pronounce some of the Hawaiian words the best that I can, but I try, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what Santa does, and that's what you need to do. You need to try your best every day, and when you make a mistake, you learn. So, go out and play. It's a blessing. Listen to this. And I wish you joy, love, laughter, and abundance, happiness and peace, and every morning's Sundance. Want you to know that I'm here to love you and to support your spirit on its way. So go out and play. Go out and play. Show the world who you really are and just the way you live. Show the world who you really are with just the way you give your life. And I wish you joy, love, laughter, and abundance, happiness, and peace. And every morning Sundance, want you to know that I'm here to love you and to support your spirit on its way. So go out and play. Go out and play. Lucy Lynch. Isn't that exciting, folks? I hope you enjoyed that. That was a story from the book called Righteous Acts of Kindness. And it was written by Marianne Ambrose and Susan Sims. Thank you for listening. I hope you had an awesome day today. And Merry Christmas. Ho, 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 good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Story Time by Santa. Sit back, relax, and enjoy these wonderful stories that Santa is going to read to you, your family members, and your children. I hope you have a wonderful time. And if you like, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Santa loves you. Ho, ho, ho. Enjoy. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to another edition of Storytime by Santa. Tonight's story, first of the two stories, Mrs. Claus Cookie Adventure. Gather around, children, and let Santa tell you a special story about a very merry adventure right here at the North Pole. This is the tale of Mrs. Claus Cookie Adventure. Once upon a time, in the cozy kitchen of the North Pole, Mrs. Claus was busy baking her famous Christmas cookies. The aroma of the gingerbread, chocolate chip, and sugar cookies filled the air, making all the elves' mouths water. These weren't just any cookies. They were the magical treats that brought Christmas cheer to all. Mrs. Claus hummed a merry tune as she mixed the dough, rolled it out, and cut out shapes of reindeer, stars, and snowflakes. She was getting ready for the big Christmas Eve celebration where Santa would deliver presents and the elves would enjoy a grand feast. But just as Mrs. Claus was about to put the last batch in the oven, she realized she was out of a crucial ingredient, the special North Pole spice, a secret blend that made her cookies extra magical. Without it, the cookies wouldn't have that special Christmas touch. "Oh dear," Mrs. Claus said, looking at the empty jar. "I must find more North Pole spice before the celebration tonight." Without a moment to lose, Mrs. Claus put on her warmest coat, her red boots, and her cozy hat. She knew the only place to find the North Pole spice was deep in the enchanted forest, a magical place where the ingredients for Christmas magic grew. Mrs. Claus set off throughout the snowy landscape, her path lit by the twinkling northern lights. She passed by the toy workshop where the elves waved and cheered her on. She waved back, her heart filled with determination. As she entered the enchanted forest, the trees seemed to shimmer with their own light, and the air was filled with sounds of gentle bells. Mrs. Claus knew she had to find her friend, Twinkle, the snow fairy, who guarded the North Pole spice. "Twinkle," Mrs. Claus called out, "I need your help." In a flash of sparkling light, Twinkle appeared, her wings fluttering like a hummingbird. "Hello, Mrs. Claus. What brings you to the enchanted forest?" "I need more North Pole spice for my cookies," Mrs. Claus explained. "The celebration one wouldn't be the same without them." Twinkle nodded. "I understand. Follow me," she says. Twinkle led Mrs. Claus deeper into the forest, past the glittering icicles and over the sparkling streams. Finally, they arrived at the clearing where a large, shimmering tree stood. At the base of the tree grew the North Pole spice, glowing with a magical light. Mrs. Claus carefully picked some of the spice, placing it in a small pouch. "Thank you, Twinkle. You've saved Christmas." Twinkle smiled. "It's always a pleasure to help." "Safe travels, Mrs. Claus." With the North Pole spice in hand, Mrs. Claus turned back through the forest and across the snowy plains, where, when she arrived home, the elves were already gathering for the celebration. "Mrs. Claus is back!" they cheered. "Yes!" She rushed into the kitchen and added the special spice to their cookie dough. Soon the cookies were baking in the oven, filling the kitchen with magical aroma of Christmas. When they were done, Mrs. Claus brought out trays of cookies for everyone to enjoy. Santa Claus himself took a bite and his eyes twinkled with delight. "These are the best cookies yet, my dear." The elves agreed, their face lighting up with joy as they munched on the delicious treats. The North Pole was filled with laughter, music, and the wonderful feeling of Christmas magic. And so, thanks to Mrs. Claus's cookie adventure, Christmas Eve celebration was a grand success. Everyone in the North Pole enjoyed the magical cookies, and the holiday spirit was brighter than ever. As the night drew to a close, Mrs. Claus looked around at the happy faces and smiled, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." And that, dear children, is the story of how Mrs. Claus saved Christmas with her special cookies. Remember, sometimes a little adventure and a lot of love can make all the difference. Santa loves sharing stories and bring joy and magic to Christmas. I hope you enjoyed Mrs. Claus's cookie adventure. Merry Christmas. Are you ready for another story? Wasn't that exciting? Wasn't that amazing? Santa's Secret Sleigh. Ho, 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 ho! Gather around, little ones, and let Santa tell you a magical story about a very special sleigh. This is the tale of Santa's Secret Sleigh. Once upon a time, in the bustling North Pole, the elves were hard at work preparing for Christmas. They were building toys, wrapping presents, and singing merry songs. But there was one thing that they didn't know. Santa had a secret. Deep in the heart of Santa's workshop, hidden behind a large red curtain, was a very special sleigh. This wasn't just any sleigh. It was Santa's secret sleigh. Unlike his regular sleigh, which you all know so well, this sleigh had extraordinary powers. It could fly faster than the speed of light, become invisible, and even travel through time. Santa had built this sleigh many years ago with the help of the wisest and most skilled elves. They used the rarest materials and infused it with the purest Christmas magic, but Santa only used it for very special occasions. Missions that required a touch of extra magic. This year, there was a little boy named Timmy who lived in a small town far away. Timmy had written a heartfelt letter to Santa, asking for something very special. He didn't ask for toys or games. Instead, he asked for help for his grandmother, who was very ill. Timmy believed in the magic of Christmas and hoped Santa could bring some joy and healing to his grandmother. When Santa read Timmy's letter, he knew this was a mission for his secret sleigh. He wanted to make sure that Timmy's wish came true in the most magical way possible. On Christmas Eve, after delivering presents to children around the world in his regular sleigh, Santa returned to the North Pole. The elves were busy celebrating, but Santa had one more task to complete. He quietly went to the hidden part of the workshop and pulled back the red curtain. There it was, gleaming with magic, Santa's secret sleigh. Santa climbed into the sleigh with his heart full of determination. With a whisper of a spell, the sleigh lifted into the air. Faster and quieter than a snowflake, it shimmered and vanished, becoming invisible to everyone except Santa. In the blink of an eye, Santa arrived at Timmy's town. He landed softly on the roof of Timmy's house and made his way down the chimney. There he found Timmy's letter carefully placed by the fireplace. Santa smiled and left a note for Timmy, telling him that he was about to make his wish come true. Santa then went to Timmy's grandmother's house. Yes, he went to Grandma's house. She was sleeping soundly, but Santa could sense her pain. He reached into his magical sack and pulled out a glowing star. Filled with the purest Christmas magic, Santa placed the star gently beside her bed and whispered a blessing. The star glowed brighter and brighter, filling the room with warm, healing light. Timmy's grandmother stirred and opened her eyes. She felt a warmth and comfort she hadn't felt in a long time. Santa smiled, knowing the magic was working. Before leaving, Santa left a special note for Timmy's grandmother, explaining that the magic of Christmas had come to help her heal, and that she was loved by her family and by Santa himself. With his mission complete, Santa climbed back into the secret sleigh and flew back to the North Pole. The sleigh landed softly, and Santa carefully put it back behind the red curtain, ready for the next special mission. The next morning, Timmy woke up to find a letter from Santa. He rushed to his grandmother's house to find her sitting up, smiling and full of life. Timmy hugged her tightly, tears of joy in his eye. He knew that the magic of Christmas had made his wish come true. And so, thanks to Santa's secret sleigh, Timmy and his family had the most magical Christmas ever. They learned that the true spirit of Christmas is not just about gifts, but about love, kindness, and the magic that brings us all together. Ho, ho, ho! And that, dear children, is the story of Santa's secret sleigh. Remember, the magic of Christmas is all around us, especially when we believe in the power of love and kindness. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Remember, Santa loves sharing magical stories with all of you. I hope you enjoyed Santa's secret sleigh. Merry Christmas. Thank you for spending some time with me. I hope it was amazing for you as it was me. Santa loves you. Ho, 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 ho!
These are wonderful, wonderful stories by my dear friend, Santa Claus. So, and again, this is not meant as a one culture, one right way program. It just happened to work out this way. So next year, let's make sure that if you have other uplifting and positive stories from your culture, make sure that you join us, please. We want to get you in here. We want to tell your stories. Our friend, we have had some stories that were not positive. Okay, that there was some tragedy in it. We've had stories of hope and of people caring a lot. And these are the stories that we need to continue to tell right now. Because there are people out there who are banging their heads against a wall, just really wanting to figure out what they can do to make their lives a little bit better. I need you to continue to create videos, please, and send them in to us. We will continue to add these videos to the website. And we'll continue to push people to the website so they can see that you care, that you are part of a miracle of a community that cares. One of the things that I really enjoy asking people to do is to never shut up, because I truly and I honestly feel that if we keep talking, we're going to say something that's going to accidentally change someone's mind. Make sure people hear you. Make sure people hear your story. Stories of triumph, stories of struggles. There are people who are out there looking for your inspiration, and they may not even know that you are their inspiration. You simply are able to tell a story to someone, or somebody can just hear the story that you're telling. And what happens is they find the inspiration of what you are saying to them. They get the message. You may not even know that they needed it. But this is the reason why we should never shut up. We need to keep going. We need to make sure that we share our messages with everyone. So how about I do this? I give you permission. This is my Christmas holiday gift to you. I invite you to never shut up. Always keep being positive. Always tell the stories of triumph. Always tell the stories of the struggles. If we can hide our negativity, not hide our negativity, I don't want to say that, but if we can stop spreading negativity, the only result will be positive. So let's start working together and pushing positivity. I've got one more set of stories from my dear friend Santa Claus. And then we're going to come back and we're going to wrap this up. We're going to come back and we're going to wrap up the 2024 miracle of a community that cares. I've got a long thank you list of people that I want to make sure we're able to reach out to people, including you, because you have made this very special this year. Our first year has been fantastic, and it's been a lot of fun. It's truly been a lot of fun. It's been uplifting. Well, we just need to keep going. The only way that we can fail is if we stop trying. So let's keep this going. Let's get your messages. Use transferfile.net. Transferfile.net. I'm sorry. Filetransfer.net. Filetransfer.net. Send us your stories so we can put your story out there, because damn it, people need your stories. Let's share the stories. Let's share how much we care. And let's make a difference. Here's a couple more stories from my friend Santa Claus. And then we'll be back to close out a miracle of a community that cares for 2024.
Ho, 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 good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Story Time by Santa. Sit back, relax, and enjoy these wonderful stories that Santa is going to read to you, your family members, and your children. I hope you have a wonderful time. And if you like, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Santa loves you. Ho, ho, ho. Enjoy. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to another edition of Santa Stories. Are you ready? Santa sure is. He's excited. The North Pole Ice Castle. Here we go. I hope you got your hot cocoa ready to go. Once upon a time, in the heart of the North Pole, there stood a magnificent ice castle. It was unlike any castle in the world. Its towers gleamed like diamonds under the Arctic sun, and its icy walls shimmered with the colors of the northern lights. Inside, magic filled every corner, and in its heart lived the Ice Queen, kind and gentle ruler who had protected the North Pole for many centuries. The ice castle was where Santa, Mrs. Claus, and elves would go for special celebrations, like the first snowfall of the season or the lighting of the Christmas star. It was the place of joy and peace, and the elves loved to visit because the queen always had a warm fire going and cups of cocoa for all. But one winter, something strange began to happen. The snow, usually so soft and gentle, began to fall harder and harder until the North Pole was covered in snowdrifts higher than Santa's workshop. The elves struggled to keep up with the snow, and even the reindeer had trouble pulling the sleigh through such heavy storms. Santa, worried about Christmas, decided to visit the Ice Queen for help. He bundled up in his warmest coat and hopped on his sleigh, with his trusted reindeer leading the way. As they approached the ice castle, they noticed that the air grew colder, much colder than usual, and the once warm glow of the castle was dim. Inside the ice castle, the Ice Queen sat on her throne, looking sad and troubled. Santa approached her gently and asked, "My dear friend, what is troubling you? The North Pole seems colder than ever, and Christmas is just around the corner." The Ice Queen sighed deeply. "Santa, I have lost something very important. Deep inside my heart, I carry the warmth that keeps the North Pole in balance. But lately I have felt the weight of worry and fear, and my heart has grown cold. Without warmth in my heart, the magic of the North Pole is fading. The storms will only grow worse. Santa thought for a moment and said, "You have always taken care of the North Pole, but now it's our turn to help you. Sometimes even the strongest among us need to ask for help. What can we do to help you find that warmth again?" The Ice Queen smiled weakly and said, "I don't know, Santa. I feel so alone in my worries, and I have forgotten what brings me joy." Santa nodded and had an idea. "Let me tell you something. The warmth you're missing isn't gone forever. It's hidden inside the hearts of those who care about you. Your friends, the elves, and all the children around the world who believe in the magic of Christmas. Let us remind you of that joy." With that, Santa called all the elves and the reindeer to the ice castle. They gathered around and began to sing Christmas carols, filling the grand hall with the most beautiful sounds of laughter and cheer. Even the reindeer jingled their bells in time with the music. The sound of their voices, full of hope and love, began to melt the cold air around the Ice Queen. As the music filled the castle, the Ice Queen felt something stir inside her. It was the warmth of the friendship, kindness, and love. Tears of joy filled their eyes, and she smiled brightly for the first time in weeks. The castle began to glow again, and outside the storms began to calm. "You see," Santa said gently, "sometimes we can't fix everything by ourselves. But when we lean on our friends and the people who care about us, we find strength and warmth we didn't know we had." The Ice Queen stood up, her heart now glowing with warmth and light. "Thank you, Santa. You've reminded me of the most important lesson of all. We are never truly alone, especially when we let others in to help." With the Ice Queen's heart restored, the magic of the North Pole returned. The snow softened, the skies cleared, and Christmas could go on as planned. Santa and the elves worked tirelessly to prepare for the big day, but now they knew they had the Ice Queen's magic to help them. On Christmas Eve, as Santa flew across the world delivering gifts, the ice castle glowed brighter than ever, a beacon of light and warmth in the cold Arctic night. And deep inside, the Ice Queen kept the lesson of that day close to her heart. When we share our burdens with those who care, we find the warmth we need, no matter how cold the world may seem. And from that day forward, the North Pole Ice Castle was known not only for its beauty, but for the love and the kindness that it represented. Every Christmas, children would imagine it glowing in the night, filled with joy, laughter, and the spirit of togetherness. Wow! Wasn't that awesome? Are you ready for the second one? Santa's Christmas Countdown. Here we go. I hope your cocoa is going down smooth. It was a snowy December evening at the North Pole, just 10 days before Christmas, and the excitement was buzzing through Santa's workshop. The elves were working extra hard to finish the toys, and the reindeer were getting ready for their big flight. But this year something was a little different. Santa had decided to start a new tradition, a special countdown to Christmas. And everybody was eager to see what surprises he had planned. Santa had a new idea? and everybody was excited. Each day leading up to Christmas, Santa would reveal a new challenge or task for the elves, reindeer, and even Mrs. Claus. He called it Santa's Christmas Countdown, and the goal was to spread as much joy and kindness as possible during those 10 days. On the first day of the countdown, Santa gathered everybody in the workshop and said, "Today's task is simple. Make something extra special. But there's a twist. You won't know who it's for until later. I'll surprise you who gets each gift." The elves giggled and rushed to their stations, crafting toys and treats with more care and creativity than ever. Some made teddy bears with colorful scarves, others built toy trains that chugged along the tracks, and one group even made a magical snow globe that played Christmas carols. They didn't know who would receive these gifts, but they worked with all their hearts, knowing that each toy would bring joy to someone special. As the first day of the countdown ended, Santa made his way around the workshop, picking up each of the finished gifts. Then with a wink he said, "Now it's time for the surprise." Every elf will receive a gift made by another elf, because even those who spend all year giving deserve something special too. The elves gasped with joy as they exchanged gifts, and the workshop was filled with laughter and excitement. Even Mrs. Claus received a beautiful hand-stitched blanket from the elves, which made her smile from ear to ear. The countdown continued, and each day brought a new task that taught them an important lesson. On the second day, Santa asked everybody to think about how they could help someone in need. The elves quickly realized that while they were busy making toys, some of their friends, like the snowman and the animals outside, could use some help staying warm in the cold. So they bundled up and went outside to knit scarves for the snowman and built cozy shelters for the woodland creatures. The reindeer helped too, using their strong hooves to clear paths through the deep snow. By the end of the day, the North Pole was not only bustling with Christmas preparations, but also filled with warmth and kindness. On the 5th day of the countdown, Santa introduced the Gratitude Hour. For 1 whole hour, everybody in the North Pole had to take a break from their work and think about all the things they were grateful for. The elves sat together, sharing stories of their favorite moments throughout the year. They realized that the magic of Christmas wasn't just about making toys or delivering presents. It was about the love and happiness that they felt when they worked together and supported each other. As the days passed, Santa's Christmas countdown became more and more meaningful. Each challenge brought out the best in everyone, reminding them that Christmas wasn't just a day, it was a feeling that they could share all season long. Finally, it was Christmas Eve, the last day of the countdown. The workshop was nearly ready, the sleigh was packed with presents, and the elves and the reindeer gathered for Santa's final task. Santa stood before them, smiling warmly, and said, "Today is the most important day of all. Today's task is to remember the true spirit of Christmas. It's not about the gifts or the decorations, but about the kindness we show one another. I want you all to spend time together doing something kind for someone else, whether it's giving a hug, offering a helping hand, or just sharing a smile." The elves and the reindeer nodded eagerly, and they set off to spread Christmas cheer. in every corner of the North Pole. Some elves helped others finish last-minute toys, while others made sure the reindeer's harnesses were perfectly polished. Mrs. Claus baked a batch of gingerbread cookies for everyone to enjoy, and Santa himself took time to sit with each elf, thanking them personally for all their hard work. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Santa's sleigh was ready to go. But before he climbed aboard, he gathered everyone one last time and said, "You've all done something incredible. Over the last 10 days, you've shown that Christmas is about more than just one night. It's about joy and kindness and the love we share each day. I'm so proud of each and every one of you." The elves cheered, the reindeers stamped their hooves, and with a great whoosh, Santa's sleigh took off into the night sky. As he flew across the world delivering presents to children everywhere, he knew that the magic of the countdown would stay with them long after Christmas had passed. And so, as the final minutes of Christmas Eve ticked away, Santa's Christmas countdown came to an end. But the lessons of kindness, gratitude, and togetherness stayed in the hearts of everyone at the North Pole. And from that year on, the countdown became a tradition that the elves and the reindeer looked forward to as much as Christmas itself. Because they had learned that the real magic of the season wasn't in the gifts that they made, but in the love and the kindness that they gave. Wow, isn't that amazing, ladies and gentlemen? The power of creating joy, happiness, and positive memories. Santa loves you. See you on the next episode of Story.